Hey everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Wild and the Whites podcast. Alright, here we are. Three of us.
Yeah, three of us.
Well, we lost one, gained one. So
it was a sacrifice we were willing to make.
We got Paul back.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Paul.
Thank you.
But we lost Buckley to warm weather.
Yeah.
So
I guess the beach sounded good to him right now. Right. I don't know why.
Yep. Our fine mustached friend is down in the armpit of the United States.
That's right. He's got his banana hammock on, and he's laying on the beach.
And according to the pictures on Facebook, he's getting quite a lot of sun.
Oh, he is. I think it's getting
crispy.
Yeah. Look at his eye next time you look at those pictures. He doesn't look well.
That's all right. The sun does crazy things to me, too. I can't really talk, so... But yeah, so here we are. This is the week after the Derby.
Yeah, the Whitney Derby.
The big statewide Derby, right?
Yeah.
Meredith Rotary.
Mm-hmm.
And which we all bought tickets, right?
Yeah,
No, you didn't?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we
figured
participated.
if I caught something, I was going to give it to one of you to go check in.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't even have a fishing license.
Shh, don't tell anyone. I did buy the hunting fishing combo this year, right?
Just checking.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely did, because you got checked by Fish and Game how many times?
Right.
So yeah, we just figured we'll recap our weekend, because there's some things that are worth talking about. And not necessarily the things you guys think we'll be talking about.
Nope.
The massive fish we caught, the prizes we won.
There was none of that.
No, there was not. No.
We came close. Very close.
And when I have to bug out, you guys just keep talking. I'll just take my mic off and walk out, and you'll know what's happening.
Okay.
So, I mean, Tyler, you got the first start out of the three of us.
Yeah.
Because Paul and I both worked Saturday morning till 8, so...
Lame.
Maybe you want to start?
Sure.
With Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
We're going to do a part 1, part 2.
Why did
so
you start with how it started on Friday?
Ooh, yes. Not actually part of the Derby, but we're talking about
Friday. What did I do Friday?
I went to parking spaces.
Oh, yes.
Fishing.
Well, I didn't go fishing.
I thought you guys went fishing.
He did.
Other people did that I was with. I did not fish. Yeah, so Friday. So Saturday we were going to fish a spot that we have not fished before on Squam. And a friend of mine that I fish with a lot, he kind of did some scouting, found the area, got some permission, went down, checked it out. And we quickly realized that we had no place to park. So that was obstacle number 1. So he showed up at my house actually Friday, like, I don't know, noontime or something, and I was snow blowing. And it was like a light bulb. We're like, hey, snowblower in the truck, we'll head down. So we drove down Friday, and we snowblowed ourselves a parking lot. It was great. Yeah, and that was pretty much Friday. Got down there, got ourselves situated, made a parking spot. They went and fished. I went home to get my stuff together. And that was Friday evening. Do you want me to segue into Saturday?
Did they have any luck on Friday?
They did. Yeah. Friday afternoon, he sent me some pictures. They caught some crappie. They caught, what else? They caught a small pickerel, some perch, yellow perch, and then they put out some cusk lines for overnight for Saturday.
Cool.
Yeah, that's kind of how Friday evening went.
Are we going to bring any cusk lines with us up north?
We should.
We should, yeah.
We should.
Do
definitely.
You have any?
I do.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I can find mine, I have some.
Sweet, because that's good cusk water up there
should,
too.
Yeah, on that lake, we'll throw a bunch out while we're there.
Yeah.
And they're good eating.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I don't eat fish.
What?
More for me.
All right.
You guys can eat all you want.
Right?
I didn't know
I'll
that.
just
I didn't
get a
know that
steak.
about this guy.
Right.
I'll catch them all day long, but I don't eat them.
I don't think we did that either.
I didn't do that.
We didn't do that.
I definitely didn't do that. You guys did that more than me.
We didn't even do it that much.
I got skunked.
So that was Friday.
That was Friday.
Friday. All right. So you want me? I'm gonna roll into Saturday now.
Saturday. Yep.
So
alarm goes off.
Yeah. So picture this, right? 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. I'm tired. I was up till midnight Friday night getting my stuff together because I wait till the last minute. 4 a.m. alarm goes off.
Wait? No.
I don't procrastinate, I promise.
At least you remembered.
I get up, I'm like tired, but like, you know, excited at the same time. So I'm like half awake, but I'm like, I gotta do this, right? I loaded all my stuff, and I have a lot of stuff. We can talk about this after. I preloaded all of my stuff onto the trailer the night before. So all I had to do was...
How big is this trailer?
It's, I think it's 7 by 16 or something like that.
Okay. Is it fully loaded?
I mean, it was packed. It was packed.
I've seen it fuller.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. So it wasn't that bad, right? So I preloaded everything, right? So Saturday morning, I just got to get up, hook onto the trailer, drive. It's going to be great. So I do that. And the plan is to meet down at this spot at, I forget what time, 5:30 or something, like 5 o'clock, 5:30, something like that. We're going to get on the ice early. We're going to get cranking. Things will be great. I pull into the spot that we snowblowed the night before, and I get out, and I turn my light on, and the first thing I notice is something doesn't look right in the back of the trailer. And I maybe you can put the picture in there. I took a picture to show.
Oh yeah,
guys.
send it to me.
Yeah, I will.
Yep.
I see part of my ice auger. I see the head, the head of the ice auger, but the actual auger part is gone. So now I'm flustered. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, what is going on?
You can swear, it's okay.
Yeah, bleep this, right? So I'm flustered, and I'm like, what do I do now? So I'm freaked out. Part of me's like, just fucking go down there and fish. Don't worry about it. Part of me's like, no, I gotta go find this. So I unhooked the trailer, drive, and I actually found it intact, nothing wrong with it, about 5 or 6 miles back down from where I was on the side of the road. And it was great. I picked it up, but the problem was couldn't find the bolt that connected it to the head of the auger.
Yep.
So now I have an auger that is no use to me for the day. Yeah, so that was problem 1. Problem 2 was I loaded all of my stuff, and I can find a picture. I don't know.
Well, there's a video.
There's a video. Yeah. He'll show the video. I loaded all my stuff onto this giant sled, and I rigged up this cool plywood thing. Right, everything's great. It's very top heavy, and there's a lot of stuff going on.
Keyword.
Let's give
top heavy.
Let's give a better description of this. Okay, so it's a jet sled.
Okay, it's a very big jet sled.
It is. It is.
Very
it's a very
big.
good
With no
size,
weight on the bottom.
with a piece of plywood cut out over it. Right.
There's a 24-pack of Pepsi in the bottom of it.
The center of gravity is interesting.
Yeah, we're slightly top heavy.
Yeah, there's a hole cut out in the center of this piece of plywood so you can access the Pepsi.
Yep.
Possibly could throw other things in there.
Yep.
But yes.
That's where I keep the
and
fish.
then sitting.
Oh, is that what that's for? It didn't get used
Also,
for
why
weekend.
it wasn't very heavy. And then sitting on top of this piece of plywood is two giant tubs.
Yep.
A cooler.
Continue.
Your bait bucket.
Your flip over.
So basically another jet sled that's full of all your electronics with a full flip over canopy and seat attached to it, which tops the thing off.
But I had them ratchet strapped down somehow.
So basically, if you picture like an ice hockey skate, that's basically what it looks like from a rear profile. Very wide with a narrow spot.
What was that show, the Beverly Hillbillies, where they had like the Jen Clamp that had the stuff stacked up on top of that car?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yep.
That is you 100%.
Okay.
Anyway, I just wanted a little bit better
That's
of
a
a
pretty
visual.
good description of all of it. So, okay, all right. So back to this. Picture this, right? Still dark, still early. I'm in a bad mood. I got all that loaded up. Now I'm going to make my way down to the ice.
How much caffeine have you had at this point in time?
Maybe a half a Pepsi.
All right, that's also important.
Yeah, so I'm not feeling great. The other guys were sick of waiting for me because I would return to find my auger. So they're already down on the ice, right? Zach's leaving. We're going to continue, Zach.
Yeah, just go for it.
All right. Well, they didn't tell me that could barely fit their snowmobile through the trail down to the ice.
I never even saw this trail, so I don't know.
Let's picture the width of a snowmobile, and you're rubbing the skis on things as you're going down this, right? And when I say things, I don't mean just trees. I'm talking docks, rocks, trees. Yeah, a lot of obstacles. So I did not have a snowmobile. I had one of my friend's four-wheelers with tracks on it, which, in case if you guys don't know, it is
very wide.
It's like double the width of a snowmobile. So, all right, I'm in a bad mood. I'm half asleep. My auger's broke. I got everything loaded up. I'm heading down this trail. Now I get to this spot where there's a big ass rock and a pile of docks all stacked on top of each other, and I can't fit through it. And I'm sitting there going, now what the fuck do I do? So I tried. I couldn't move. I tried backing up. Couldn't move. Tried cutting. Couldn't move. I'm looking around to see if there's trees I can break.
Does that wheeler have power steering too?
No, it doesn't.
I was going to say. So you're
no
working,
power steering with
you're
tracks
working,
sucks.
Yeah, you're
when you have
working
to
your
turn
butt
close.
off. Yeah.
So I unhook the sled, this very top-heavy sled. I unhook it, and I say, I can get through this. I'm going to do this. So I kind of get up a little bit. I'm like rubbing on the docks. I'm trying not to ruin the dock parts because they're not ours. Finally, I back up and I just gun it. I get like the tracks up on this rock, and it's not just like a regular rock. It was like a big flat boulder almost. So I just kind of got wedged up and over that and was able to get over it. So now I'm like pumped. I'm like, sweet. I got past it. I'm good. Well, I was half asleep and in a rush, and I wasn't paying attention. I then took the sled and hooked it back to the wheeler, but instead of pulling the sled through and doing that, I just as soon as I got over the rock, I stopped, hooked the sled up, and then I gassed it while the sled was still on the other side of the rock.
Still had to go over the rock.
The sled went over the rock, and being a little top heavy, all of my stuff yard sailed all over the fucking trail, all down the hill. Excuse me. And I was not in a good mood. I was so pissed that I was actually tweaking out. I started trying to unhook everything. I tried to push everything back up. Finally, I gave up. I was so mad. I just unhooked everything and threw it on the ground. And then one of the other guys came over that was fishing with me. And he was like, hey, do you need a hand? And I was like, fuck this, fuck you, fuck this, fuck this. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. And he's like, no, let me help you. So we ended up getting it all put back together. And we got out there, and then things were good after that.
Things were good.
Yeah, good.
But we didn't know fish good.
Well, actually,
I should say, you guys...
While I'm doing all of this, they proceeded to catch a bunch of nice crappie. Like, they're sitting out there fishing like they couldn't get tip-ups in the water. They were just pulling them up left and right while I'm sitting up in the woods basically kicking all of my stuff around because I'm so mad. And they're just sitting there like 200 yards away, kind of wondering what I'm doing, but pulling up fish, looking back, wondering what I'm doing, pulling up fish. And then finally, I think one of the guys finally realized something was up when he heard the machine revving and me screaming and all this stuff going on. And then he finally stopped and came over to help. But they caught a bunch of fish while I was sitting there struggling. So that was that. Yeah. And then, let's see. So that's Saturday morning. We fished for a little while, caught a few crappie, few perch, a few pickerel. They had cusk lines out. They caught a few small cuss, nothing major, but they caught a few. And then we kind of proceeded to move further out into this bay.
Oh, so you guys weren't out where we ran into you that whole time?
No, we were probably half the distance from there to shore back.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we kind of moved our way out, and the fishing slowed down as the morning went on, but it was decent weather. We were having a good time. Things were fine.
Yeah, the weather wasn't bad all weekend.
Yeah, it was great, and there wasn't a ton of crap on the ice. There was a little bit, but not bad. Let's see. So after that, you didn't come out Saturday, right? No, you were there Sunday. You didn't come out to us Saturday.
I came over and saw you guys on Saturday.
You did?
With Johnny.
Oh, that's right.
Johnny and I came and swung by.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that.
So, but you guys...
Zach came out too.
Zach came out on Saturday. He came out
at some point when he got off of work.
Yeah, he came out.
Hey, perfect timing. He's back. And he's knocking the camera over. We're up to the point of now Zach is coming out on Saturday. All right. So this is like it leads right into it. He's back, don't worry.
Out of breath, but he's back.
Yeah, he just ran a mile on the treadmill.
Definitely not season.
All right, so
All right, it's amazing what I'll do for money.
yeah, exactly. Oh God. All right, so we're at the point where you're texting saying, "Okay, I'm on my way." Do you want me to recap that stuff, or you kind of know the idea of what went down early on?
Yeah. No, that's fine. No, for clarification, everybody, I just sold my gas ice auger. That's all that just happened. So I just met somebody off Facebook Marketplace for selling my ice auger. Anyway.
Stolen. Wait a minute. Did you find it on the side of 113?
No.
Anyways.
Okay, so you said it right when I said I'm on my way?
Yeah, basically. We talked about my adventures, dumping everything, getting mad, trying to get out on the ice. You know, things are looking great.
Okay.
Caught a few fish, then we moved further out into the bay a little bit.
Yeah.
I think at that point is when you came out finally, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you said that you guys had caught some fish before I got there, and then you had moved a little bit further out. And
so this is all making sense.
Yeah. And so then I got off work, and I needed to run to the grocery store real quick. We had a call in the middle of the night, so I didn't sleep a lot. So I got home, and I changed real quick. I was ready to go to the grocery store and then head your way. And then Paul called me to ask me if I had made it out yet. And I realized I had been staring at the wall for about 15 minutes or so. Because that tired feeling just had kind of overcome me. And I was just staring off into La La Land daydreaming. So I'm glad you called me. So that
You're welcome.
Hey, just checking on you.
Right?
I was about to drive by, and I was like, I might as well call Zach, see where he's at. That's what made me think of it. And then as I'm driving by, you answer, you're like, no, I'm not out yet. I'm like, oh yeah, there's your truck.
Why is he staring at the wall?
Right? So then I ran out, grabbed some food, beverages, and went down 113, and I took the other end of the road. You know what I'm talking about? So, like, there's the road that we were off of.
Yeah.
It's got the other end of it comes out earlier.
113, yeah.
And because I was smart, I'm like, oh, I'll just get on this one. Well, I didn't realize the whole thing wasn't plowed.
Yeah,
so
did you read the directions I gave you?
I did. And then
I don't think they
he
said to
read
take
them.
that way.
No.
After he probably read them.
So then I'm like sitting at this cabin at the end, like, this ain't right. And I'm like, oh, there was a road before this road. Got it. Okay. So then I went the right way. And then as I'm getting out on that road, the road that you actually were parked on, there's like just people galore. And it was the people that were across the bay from us.
Yep.
Just like blocking half the road. And this person's parking, and he's got a 4-wheel drive, and he's shoving in the snowbank. And then he gets out, his girlfriend gets out, and his girlfriend just stands in the middle of the road in front of me, staring at my truck. Not like she didn't see me, just is like, hi. And then finally, like, she just like, it's not like a, oh, I'm sorry. It's like a, I'll move now, kind of just like moves out of the way. And so I just shake my head, and I don't know if they thought I was part of the group, and they were like, oh, who's this? Maybe that's the benefit of the doubt, but that's about it that I got. So then I drive down, I park, and call you, and you come pick me up, and we load up my gear, get it down to the ice, and then figure out...
Did your gear tip over too?
No, I brought it by hand down to the ice, though. He warned me.
I think it was just because I had a little practice at that point, so I was a little better at operating the machine. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So then we had this idea of rig up his sled so that I sit in the hole in the plywood, and I just hold on to my sled as we go, instead of me just like sitting on the back of it or something like that.
Quick question: does that 4-wheeler have mud flaps?
No.
Not at all. No, it doesn't. But that's why we thought about that, because Tyler, being the smart person that he is, was like, if we just get your gear right out back of this thing, it's going to be covered by the time that we get it to where we're going. So we want to increase the space in between my gear and
That's right.
the wheeler, right? So I would be the sacrificial lamb for my gear.
His gear was great.
His gear must have been dry.
It was.
not. He was not.
It's okay. He had waterproof clothing on.
Exactly.
I saw
It's
him.
very true. Yep. So if you've ever seen The Abominable Snowman, I wasn't quite that bad.
Nah.
I was on my way though. So we get there, we get set up, I meet your buddies, and then we decided pretty quickly that we were going to start working our way out the bay and just drilling holes. So you just went on a mission drilling holes, and I just was following behind with the flasher to see if anything was being marked.
And what did we find?
So many fish. It's just that bay is just full of fish. Like, we couldn't stop catching them
We just kept drilling holes.
with nothing. Just emptiness every time.
Emptiness.
Yeah. But then we got on an underwater little like hill, right? And I was convinced that was going to be there's going to be stuff here. There wasn't.
No.
We jigged it for a little bit. Well, you did. I sat and ate a sandwich because I was hungry. That was my pre-lunch to lunch. And yeah, then all of a sudden we realized that it was time to just start making burgers.
Yeah, we gave up pretty quickly.
But your buddies caught a nice smallmouth, I think, while we were
Yep,
out there.
they caught some bass.
Were jigging in different spots.
Yep.
So.
Handful of crappie.
Yeah.
You guys looked all very comfortable when John and I showed up.
Let's just say this. After lunch, it went from like, we're serious about fishing to let's just eat and who cares what happens.
Yeah.
That was my take on the entire weekend.
This was a totally new spot. None of us have ever fished it before, and we just wanted to try it.
There were nice crappie in there, though.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. I bet if we fished it more, maybe we could figure it out better, but I don't know. After my morning, I had no motivation to catch a damn fish at all.
Which was awesome because I had no motivation.
I just wanted to eat food and just sit there and not do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we did. Is
Yeah.
we just sat there,
And didn't
hung
do
out,
anything.
Watched your buddy chase flags around, screaming that he was going to the board every time.
That's right.
I know who that was.
Yeah. His flag goes. He goes over. He's pulling up this fish, and we're all joking. We're like, "Hey, I bet it's gonna be a big bass," and he's serious. He goes, "If it's not a bass," he goes, we're going to the board."
He's like, "It's pulling. It's pulling."
He pulls out a crappie about as long as this soda can. It was pretty funny.
It was, yeah. Yeah, and then have we gotten? I missed a lot. So, like, did we get to Paul's side at all?
No.
All right. Well, then, because you this will be when you joined us. So back up your day and talk about your.
So
your
yeah,
day.
I got out late.
How much gear did you bring?
A couple tip-ups and called it good. I took the dog,
Couple
went for a walk.
tip ups and 12-pack, and we were good to go.
That's exactly it. I had
There was
12-pack of Bush Light, a couple tip-ups, and I was good for the day. Right
Didn't
there
even
with
put
some
them in the
snacks.
water.
No, they made it in the water at least. But
How did you transport said equipment?
On
Did
the
you have a big
snowmobile.
jet sled like I did?
No, I carried it on the
All right.
snowmobile.
All right.
This one's over here
That
practicing
was a
for
big
Pittsburgh.
one.
It's an inside joke.
John picked me up on shore and for where we were over it.
Hold on. How much equipment did John have?
He had his pop-up. He had his jet sled, just one jet sled, and his pop-up was flasher, or his fish finder, I should say.
I'm just trying to say that, like, there's got to
Not
be
as
people,
much as you.
There's got to be people with the same amount of stuff I bring.
It's your partner in crime that's in Woodstock as well. That has that much crap.
True.
But no, John just had his jet sled and his pop-up, and that's about it.
All right. All right. Continue. Sorry.
So anyway, he came and picked me up on
I
shore.
mean, did you bring a pop-up, Tyler? With you on the ice?
I brought a flip over and I brought a pop up, but I was so pissed at everything that was going on, I left it back in the truck because I didn't want to carry it. Good thing. Although I could have put that in the sled, it probably would have equaled out. I wouldn't have tipped that thing.
Would that
That's
have,
what you gotta
would
put
that
in
have fit through the hole?
I would have had to make the hole a little bigger.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Continue.
So John picked me up, got out there, threw a couple lines in. I just put 2 tip-ups in, and
Did you put bait on it?
oh yeah,
Okay.
Put bait on it.
That's a good question because with Paul sometimes
I don't know.
I mean, I put it in the water.
he's just pretending to fish, but he wants to make sure he doesn't have to run to that tip up.
Right. There's no chance it's going off.
I know how
it.
you work.
You know it. But yeah, we didn't. John had action early in the morning. Caught a couple bass, some white perch. But other than that, it kind of died out. And they were coming around in schools. He said they were watching them on the fish finder. They'd just come around. You get one batch of perch, then one batch of bass. They just were alternating almost schools of fish. How they're coming in and out of this cove that they were on. And he had a friend that was set up a little farther down. His flags kept happening. Every time he would get over to us to start talking, his flag would pop back up. But if he stayed over there, nothing would happen the entire time. He'd hop on the side-by-side, drive back to us. Next thing you know, his flag's up again. He'd take back off. That went on for a bit, and then Fishing Game came by, checked us. Well, checked John. I didn't get checked. I don't know why.
They just don't have any hope for you.
Were you hiding?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I was out throwing the ball for the dog. I think he didn't think I was fishing.
It's like, there's no way this guy's got stuff in the water.
So, it was Brad too, so.
Yeah.
He didn't. John got checked. So, went out. Then we took the sled out. Got canning some exercise, running behind the snowmobile. That was fun.
Can you describe to us, though, how you were riding the snowmobile?
John, then me.
Yeah. So, like, John's driving, right? His hands are where? On the handlebars, probably? Where were your hands?
On my legs.
No, they weren't. We saw this. They were not.
No, that was when I...
He's getting defensive now.
No, they're on my legs.
Okay.
Yeah, your legs?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were
I'm
on
like, wait a
legs.
minute. I thought you were thinking, no, you didn't see me with the dog. That was
No,
different.
no.
I definitely had my hands on the side of John when I was holding the dog on the snowmobile at one point. That definitely happened. I will say that.
John driving, Paul's white knuckled around him like this.
It was cold. Gotta stay warm, okay?
I mean, you guys hit top speed of like 18 miles an hour.
I had good brain freeze going on, let me tell you. But yeah, got canned some exercise. Went over, checked in with a couple other John's friends, and they were catching stuff, but not anything crazy. Nothing was happening when we got over there. They had caught a bunch in the morning, too. Seemed like it died out. Like, first thing in the morning was great, and then it just tapered off for everyone.
That was like us. Those guys caught a bunch of fish. I caught a few when I finally got out there, but they caught the majority of it while I was cursing and kicking
And it seemed like
throwing.
And the more people I've talked to that were out all weekend said it was the same thing, no matter where you were.
Yeah, and then it was pretty much dead after that.
Yeah. And then dropped the dog, put Cannon down in the truck for a little bit so he could just warm up and chill out. And me and John came over and saw you guys. Got back over. We didn't catch anything the rest of the day.
Yep.
After we got back, we set everything back up. And
Did you see how they left on that snowmobile?
I mean, it looked. Yeah, I mean, I
yeah, John's ass in my face.
Wait, did you get a picture of it?
Oh, he has a video of it.
You got a video of it.
Slow motion video of it. That's where I got the idea for the slow motion video that quickly followed it as well.
Are you gonna put that in this? Oh, nice. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I held it off Facebook just for this. Which reminds me, I keep forgetting to send it to John. Did I send it to you yet?
No, I think you just told me you have
I
it.
showed you it, right?
I think you did.
I don't think I sent it to you yet either.
I don't know.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, it's pretty
I mean,
great.
I saw them leaving. I knew you were recording, but I didn't know you got a slow motion video.
I think you sent it to me. I'm gonna look real quick.
I'll just send it to you right now.
No, you did not send it to me.
All right, well, I'll just do it right now while I'm thinking about it. It's cute. You two are great together.
Yeah.
We're just happy for you guys.
Right. You gotta keep yourself warm.
Hey,
Right.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's right.
$20 is $20.
I just got 120. You guys still don't know what I did for it.
And you were quick.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I don't get that out of breath by just selling an auger.
Was it at least full of gas?
That was phenomenal in headphones. Wow.
Yeah.
Normally I'm good about shutting the mic off, and that one just came out of nowhere.
Oh, man.
But other than that, Saturday I think was pretty much.
Was the ride back bumpy?
No.
On the snowmobile? Okay. No worries, just keep going. I'm just picturing the ride back to you guys.
No, it was smooth sailing.
Alright.
The ride with the dog, however, was a different story. That was bumpy.
Wait a minute, so you put the dog on the snowmobile with you and John?
Yeah, we squished him.
How did that go?
We had him sit between the two of us. He stayed for the most part. He was pretty tired after running 50 miles an hour for a mile and a half, but he got him some exercise. He was great.
How'd he sleep?
Great. It was awesome. He slept even better after Sunday.
Oh, I bet. He was running around like crazy on Sunday.
All that running on Saturday, then all the playing with the kids on Sunday.
Yeah.
He was just like,
Yeah. Yeah. So those two left. I can't even remember what we did after they left, really. I mean, we just hung out for a little while
They were
longer.
all sitting around a fire.
But we were packing up before you guys left, right?
well,
I mean, Clark
said he was going to pick up, and he said it about 3 times before we left, and then John was like, let's go.
3 times? I think it was a little bit more than that.
Maybe it was only then 3 times in the time I was.
Right.
You gotta prepare yourself for that, you know. You don't just like drop what you're doing and pick up.
Right. So then we, you went to go scout a better way to get out.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So
Because obviously that rock, we don't want to.
I'm
we
not
don't
going
want to
back
fend with
up
that
the trail
rock
I
again.
came down. Right. We all know that. I'm not fitting. So I was told there's a better way to get on and off the ice, a little bit over to the other direction of the bay. So I took a little ride and do a little scouting. And it actually wasn't bad, other than the fact that this tracked four-wheeler that should be able to go through everything struggled to get through everything. But I made it. I got through this area, up this little road kind of thing.
What was it struggling to get through?
I mean, snow and slush and water.
How much slush?
I don't know. I never stopped to check, but a lot.
It was a lot. I mean, we walked through.
Oh, that's right. We did walk through.
It was like halfway up our shins.
Yeah.
Like it was a good amount of slush.
Yeah, so it was like a couple inches.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with a couple inches of snow on top of it.
Yeah, there was a fair amount of slush. You could see it.
Yeah.
Was it like what we ran into the second day, kind of that slush?
I don't think it was quite as bad.
Not quite as bad, but similar probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less. So I made it up. I made it through that. I made it up onto the road, and then I just took the road all the way back, and then went back down the way I came in. But this time I didn't have a sled, so it was a little easier, and made a trip back out. I found our way out.
So he comes back, and he's basically just like, it's real slushy. I had to hammer it to get through. So, like, if you guys get over there, like, just don't let up. Just power right through it. We'll be fine.
Give it to her.
He packs up, and he packs up exactly the same way that he came in. So all that same counterweight.
I strategically packed.
You know, a lot of people say you're smart.
What am I gonna do?
Question it. Some days I question it.
Hey man, I figured with all the fish I caught, it'd be a little less top heavy, right? Throw them in the hole. Throw them in the hole. We're adding a little weight to the bottom of this thing.
Yeah, right. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it worked. I made it.
It did. Yes, it did. So anyway, so we go out, and basically the plan is we strapped my sled to the back of your sled, and I sat on the back of the wheeler and just watched
For when things would happen.
to make sure that everything was okay. And then we get to the edge of where the slush is, and we hold up, and I unclip my stuff.
Notice how he didn't care about mine. Oh, you got this all day long. You'll get there.
And
I'm gonna walk.
and he goes, "All right, I think I just gotta go for it." Like I'm like, "You sure you don't want to just like if we go the other, like I could get out and like try to hold it." He's like, "Dude, I don't think you're gonna be able. Like, I think I just gotta sit, like just go for it through them." Okay. So I step back and I pull out my phone.
Like you knew something was going to happen.
And I'm like, just in case this goes exactly how I think it will, I want this on video. So we're going to watch the video right now. I can do it in full speed and then in slow motion. But basically,
I think slow-mo's better.
Okay, perfect. Basically what happens is when he says he's going to go for it, he's going to go for it. So he starts going and he hits the slush and everything starts to slowly tip over. And my immediate reaction is to yell at him to stop, and then in the middle of me saying that, I'm like, no, he should not stop. No, he should not stop. Go. So then I'm just like, yeah. And so I like, yo, stop, shit. I'm just like,
You can hear it in the slow-mo.
Oh, yeah.
Your voice, changing.
Yeah, and so it's now canted sideways.
Yes, they're right there.
It's dragging through the snow, and I just see more and more slush getting kicked up by the tracks as you are going for it. You hit dry land, start going up the hill, and it's still on its side, and it's still digging into the snow, but you are still just going for it. And then you stop on dry land, and you come down, and we pull mine up, and, we right the ship a little bit.
Yeah. Overall success.
Yeah, not bad. I hop back on, clip mine in, we start going, it starts to tip again, so then I get out.
Oh, that's
and,
right, to tip again.
Yeah, and then to get over that crest, I just kind of held it up, pushed it back.
Can we change the plan for how we do this when we go to Pittsburgh?
Yeah,
No.
we gotta. I think we should stack higher. We're gonna need another few bins.
I got a couple of them.
I know where we'll put the firewood.
Longer ratchet straps too.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
Yes, yeah, and more. More ratchet.
I think if I had more ratchet straps, it would have helped.
It wouldn't have helped the weight, but it would have helped some of it just stayed put together. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The second go around through the slush wasn't bad because even though it tipped over,
it stayed together.
It all stayed together. Unlike my first time, it yard sailed everywhere.
Right. So then we get it back up the road. Right.
Yep.
I load my stuff up in my truck. I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna help you load your stuff in the truck. And we're going to push it, and we want. I'm just blanking on the hitch. What the actual technical term of it is.
Yeah.
But we want to flip that sucker up and over. How'd that go?
It wouldn't move. It moved, but not like we wanted it to.
Because the plywood moved?
I thought at first, maybe. But then we stepped back, and I think it was you that said,
dude, that's bad.
Something doesn't look right. And then instead of a nice V, it was more like a line like this and then a swirl like that.
So when you hit dry land, you hit with that.
Yes.
Oh, you hit with the hitch?
Yeah.
Oh, the hitch.
Plowed right through
the whole thing was on its side, and that hitch on the downhill side was just bent to shit.
Yeah, that V turned very...
But I fixed the plywood. How did I fix it?
Oh, your foot? Yeah.
I couldn't fold it up because it was so bent to hit the core of the plywood, so I took my boot and went,
you're like, hey, you gotta
smash the plywood with my foot. And it worked.
And we were able to flip it up. No problem.
It was great.
No harm, no foul.
Planned that way.
Yep. It's simple. All I gotta do is replace the plywood.
Quality sheathing you got there.
5/8 zip. It does wonders. Do you want my recap on that whole scenario?
Yeah, actually, that'd be great.
All
because
right, so picture this, right? I was very confident that this was going to go well.
I'm going to listen to this not through headphones while I get another drink.
There you go. I was very confident that maneuver was going to go well. Probably better than what you anticipated since you got your phone out. And I started to go with top speed, right? And it's going fairly well until about halfway through, and it felt like the machine was just stopping, like it wasn't moving much.
Bogging down.
Yeah. And I looked down, and there's water going everywhere. And I'm like just not letting up. I'm like hammering the throttle, like gotta get through it, thinking this is actually working. And I remember at some point, I don't know if it was before or after you started to yell, I glanced and I saw the thing tipped. And I did the exact same thing you did. I thought to myself, I gotta stop. And then all of a sudden it clicked in my head, like, if I stop, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So I just kept going. And then it was like, I finally got through it, hit the bank, got up the hill onto the flat ground. And even though everything was tipped over, the bar was bent, and all my stuff was like borderline upside down, I was like, yes, I made it. It actually wasn't that bad. And then it just took a couple of us to tip it all back up.
Right. Yeah. No, it worked all right.
It was fun.
Question: did anyone else follow you guys that way, or did they go the original way?
I don't know. They went and picked up their custom traps.
Yeah.
And I don't know which way they went back. Or I thought they were going to come that way, but then I also thought maybe they witnessed what happened. Because I don't know if you saw them, but when we went over there and he got off and was watching me do this, they were standing out by where they were watching us.
Yeah.
Probably going, what the hell?
Probably laughing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
So I don't know which way they went. I didn't ask them.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and then we packed up and went home.
Yeah, it was great.
You almost had a smart water bottle on your windshield too, thanks to me. When I got there before he picked me up, I found a smart water bottle just lying in the snow, so I threw it on his windshield because I figured it belonged to one of them. And then like I'm walking back past, and I'm like, oh, hey, don't drive away with this on your windshield. So he almost had another projectile on his truck on 113.
Yeah, other than that, it was great.
Yeah.
We left, and I was first in line. I don't know if you saw, but I'm like, the way Tyler's day is going, I want to make sure he gets off this road. So I kept stopping because I'd get like really far ahead of you because you had the trailer.
Well, when I got to the V and you went towards 113, I went the other way because I was going to go to the hardware store and find a bolt for my auger. And I saw you it looked like you had stopped, and I was like, he's either waiting to make sure I'm okay, or he's doing something like looking for his phone or whatever.
I kept like a couple times along the way, I kept waiting till I saw your headlights moving back through the trees before I kept going. Because there was like, oh, he's not in my rear view anymore. I know he's got them behind him, but like I would feel bad if I was just like, just driving away.
Yeah.
Because the way your day was going, something else was bound to happen.
It was not good.
Did anything else happen that day that you know of?
Let's see. Well, we left there. I went to the hardware store. I got a bolt for the auger, so that was great. Picked up some more bait. And then we were planning on going to White Oak the next day, so we stopped over there. We stopped over there to check that situation out, and it was a disaster. So that's why we
decision made there. No one there the next day.
No, there were. When I drove back through, I'm going to argue. Yeah. No, the next day when we drove back through in the afternoon, there was like 8 cars there.
Nah, I went to Laconia, that's why I didn't see that.
Yeah. Anyways, so I don't know. Nothing bad happened. I don't think it was pretty good.
Okay.
Other than the fact that when I got home, I had to really sit down and convince myself to go the next day. Let's just say this. I've ice fished that derby for almost my entire life. And I rate this as the number 2 worst moments of my ice derby, of the fishing derby weekends. Yeah. Number 2 on my list.
I'd agree with that.
And number 1 is a place we're going to go in a couple weeks.
I didn't realize that was Derby weekend that you were up there for, that you were talking about.
Yes, that was Derby weekend we went up there.
I've done Derby weekend up there, and it was miserable.
It was fun, but same scenario. Fun, but not fun. It was like... It was an experience, it was fun, but a lot of things went bad, and it was miserable, and it was like minus 20 the whole time when we were there.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you guys had that much slush if it was that cold.
Yeah. We'll wait and see what happens.
Great.
I'm very curious.
Yeah.
See what it's going to be like.
Well, we know good places to go out to eat up there, if nothing else.
Exactly.
Yes. And
so
we know
it's
where
all
to get
about
more
the adventure.
Right? So stay tuned for that video.
Yes.
There'll be plenty of videos probably from that weekend.
You'll see my setup. It'll be awesome. I promise. This time I'm gonna have another jet sled behind that one.
Nice.
Oh, you're gonna have tandem.
Yeah, I'm thinking, right? If I lengthen the entire thing, right?
Is there gonna be zip sheathing on that one as well?
Well, I don't
So
know.
you can tie them all
Is it
together.
going to be all the same gear, just spread out horizontally instead of vertically, or are you just adding more gear?
No. There's picture the same setup I had.
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
picture
yeah.
something additional to it behind
Cool.
it.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
I think it'll work.
Okay.
to help keep it straight?
Yeah, it's kind of like
counterweight.
yeah, it's like let's see here. What can I compare it to? I don't really have anything to compare it to at this point, I guess.
I'm very curious as to where this is gonna go.
The only thing that would save you is pontoons.
Well, yeah, if I had like some outriggers or something.
exactly. Yeah.
The problem is it's already too wide.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking a sled behind with a little bit of weight and a more controlled.
And we fill the bottom of the original sled with firewood.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get a lot of firewood in there. It's got holds what, maybe 1/10 of a cord.
That's
Yeah.
fine,
It's weight.
but it's
though.
weight.
Might be something.
What about this? Picture this,
But
right?
it also might be too much weight than the four-wheeler with all of his shit. Can't
Paul's
pull
gonna
it.
slide through the hole and lay in the bottom of the sled. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
No, there's not enough bubble wrap in the world
Buckley.
to make that safe.
Buckley.
Buckley, look, it'll be a great
Yeah.
camera angle. Okay?
Trust me, it worked great at the fishing derby.
Right? No. You're
You
gonna
can't
be
post this now until
right
after we.
You're
get
gonna
it.
be in there. We're
Yeah.
just gonna pile all this
Yeah.
on top of you.
And here's the thing: if it tips, you got the plywood. You're protected. Dude.
Right,
You're not gonna
yeah.
get hurt.
Oh no! There's absolutely no way you're gonna be able to get out of there. No.
But it's quick and easy. It's only 4 bolts, and it comes right off.
It's just plastic. You can.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll have to set up good for that. Don't
Okay.
worry. Yeah.
All
we'll
right.
see.
Cool. Yeah. I've got a couple other things that I'm going to be bringing up. I think I'm switching up how I'm packing up my sled to bring up a little bit extra too.
You
So,
could take a little page out of my book.
yeah, just
Plywood.
hopefully the ergonomics are a little bit better.
He's gonna get one tote and put it in his jet sled.
That's
Oh.
exactly what I did.
That's
Yeah.
what's going to throw you off. You need 2 totes. Trust me. 1 tote? No. Not going to work. 2? Okay.
I just got tired of. You saw it. Like I would just like, yeah, I'm gonna put this here. Like, so I'm just gonna get a tote, and I'm gonna have my pop up on one side, and my auger can sit on top of it, and then it'll be like a flat surface, and anything else can sit on top of it, and then it'll be more compact and not like everything might fall off just if it gets jostled a little bit. So that's my plan.
It's not a bad
See
My
how it
plan
goes.
is to walk out with a 5-gallon bucket and throw in one of your guys' totes or sleds.
Right?
That's
that has
fine.
some
You can
tip-ups in
ride
it?
the back of mine.
No, I think I'm gonna have one.
You saw Pat ride.
Yeah,
That worked.
it did work. Yes, and I'll do it.
Have you ridden the bull?
You ridden the bull?
That's what he said. He goes, I've ridden the bull. I can do this. And he did. He rode that. It only tipped like twice.
That's part of part 2.
Oh, that's
part
right.
of part 2.
Yeah, I gotta stop talking.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny,
Yeah.
actually.
I wish
Yeah.
we had a video of it.
I know. I almost got one the first time around, but
The
I
second
didn't.
time we were huffing and puffing too much.
Yeah, I was dying.
But that's part 2.
That a
got
wrap
nothing.
on part 1?
Yeah, I got nothing else to add for the first day.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect timing too.
Yeah, none of us won the cash prizes Saturday.
Yeah. We don't
didn't
need to
catch
tell
the-
people that.
We didn't catch the biggest fish.
Well, not that we put on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, I threw a couple back that definitely would have won.
Right. Yeah.
My name is-
Actually, all of ours would have won on Sunday.
That's
but
right.
We didn't catch them on Sunday. We caught them on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So we just, yeah,
Yeah.
is what it is.
I mean, I throw them back just so they get bigger.
Right. Honestly.
Because I'm not
yeah.
trying to win the Derby. I'm trying to actually break state records.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's the same thing as hunting. Like, you can't catch the big ones if you keep the small ones.
Right.
So,
So,
you
I mean,
gotta
that
just, you gotta
6-pound
pass up
crappie-
the small ones.
that
yeah.
6-pound crappie I caught, I threw back.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I figured next year.
It'll go bigger.
Yeah, what will he be next
Don't
year?
It'll only be
Listen to
bigger
either
next
of
year.
them.
Yep. Bigger black spots.
Yep. Yep.
The green will be more prominent on it too. So
Yeah, that's it.
probably live in that same home range. We'll put a camera up, see if we can pattern it a little bit.
I put one of those what do you call those things?
Air tags?
Yeah.
An air tag?
Yeah, the air tag, yeah.
Smart. Yeah, that's a good move.
That's the way to do it.
Yep.
I'll always be able to find that thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, now that you know all of our secrets on how we catch big fish, I guess that's time to end it. And the next episode will be day 2 of the Derby. So we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.